And committed to you tonight, Greenville County Council is meeting right now to approve the 2025 budget. Now, this comes after leaders narrowly avoided a government shutdown weeks ago.
And even though the majority of council is on board with that tax increase, Fox Carolina's Kennedy Harris tells us some are still fighting it.
The pushback continues tonight. Even though the vote on the budget is supposed to go smoothly, one leader is proposing an ordinance that would give you the power over what taxes you choose to pay. Under Councilman Steve Shaw's proposal, you would have the option to opt out of paying the percent of taxes that support certain items. Programs funding the library, museum, affordable housing, public transportation, and land preservation. Shaw says he came up with the ordinance because many of his constituents were still opposed to the tax increase. We asked Council Chairman Dan Tripp for comment on the ordinance last week. He told us it was unconstitutional. The ordinance is on the agenda tonight, but Council might not be able to vote on it because it did not go through the normal committee cycle. And even if Council does not vote on the ordinance tonight, Shaw can choose to bring it back at a later time. I'll have updates tonight on the 10 o'clock news. From Greenville, Kennedy Harris, Fox Carolina News.